There's no question that this situation is the first major policy test for both candidates, and former President Bill Clinton had interesting ideas about how both have reacted. You have a quick reaction on what the president said last night?
I thought it was the clearest explanation that he or his team, Secretary Paulson and Chairman Bernanke, I thought it was the clearest statement of why we're in the fix we're in, or at least what the nature of it is, and why some national action is needed. So I thought on balance I had a positive reaction.
Do you believe the Democrats should move quickly and push through the president's bailout plan?
I think they should move as quickly as they can, but I think both Democrats and Republicans want to know exactly how this $700 billion is going to be invested. They're willing, I think, to stabilize the system. They understand we don't want the stock market to collapse, that over half the American people have a direct or an indirect stake in that. They understand that we have to get the economy going again. Banks have to be free to lend again. People have to have confidence in their deposits. But they want to know how it's going to be done. There should be more attention given to individual homeowners and to protect people from improvident investment decisions. Whenever possible, if they make investment in companies, that ought to be done the way AIG was done, so the government has a chance to not only get its money back, but get it back at interest. And this thing should be managed to maximize the number of Americans who can stay in their homes. I think that those things should be done. And
But do you do it now? I mean, the whole point that the president's making is there's an exigency of time right now. We have to get this done.
I agree with that, but
you can't talk these other politics right now.
Well, that's not politics. That's, you know, there are a lot of Republicans who agree with this. I mean, if you look at the joint statement that Senator Obama and Senator McCain issued, says we ought to do this, do it now, not lard it up with other things and put the country first. But they can still take a couple of days to figure out, you know, what kind of standards they want to protect against unjust enrichment and to maximize the chances the taxpayers will get their money back. I think Congressman Barney Frank, who's the chairman of the House Committee with jurisdiction over this, has spoken at some length on this and seems to have a lot of confidence that it can be written quickly and in a way to get the kind of results that would be good for America.
A little surprising to you to hear the Democrats saying, this came out of nowhere. This is all about the Republicans. We had nothing to do with this. Nancy Pelosi saying it. She signed the 99 Graham bill. She knew what was going on with the SEC. They're all sophisticated people. Is that playing politics in this situation?
Well, maybe everybody does that a little bit. I think the responsibility that the Democrats have may rest more in resisting any efforts by Republicans in the Congress or by me when I was president to put some standards and tighten up a little on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. I think the biggest mistake, by the way, that contributed to the current circumstance that almost nobody talks about is the repeal after decades of something called the uptick rule, which allowed the hedge funds, heavily leveraged, and others to just drive down the market without any kind of automatic stoppers. But we are where we are. I think the most important thing is that you got two candidates for president saying, let's try to minimize the partisan differences. We'll have plenty of time later to look at who caused this and what mistakes were made. Let's figure out what to do now and go forward.
Two questions on that. McCain saying, forget about the debate for now. Let's get the work of government done. Good move?
Well, I don't. I think only if they both agree. I mean, we know he didn't do it because he was afraid, because Senator McCain wanted more debates. But, you know, you could have the debate and the guys could say, look, this is a national security issue, so we'll let them talk about this for a third or half the time. Or you could put it off a few days. The problem is it's hard to reschedule those things. But I think that I was encouraged that they issued that joint statement and said, let's don't analyze everybody's motives and everything on this. Let's just deal with this now and deal with it promptly. So I presume he did that in good faith, since I know he wanted. I remember he asked for more debates to go all around the country, and so I don't think we ought to overly parse that. Just let's deal with this issue. I think they should both, even if they have the debate, which presumably they will, they should be able to talk about this some in the debate, because it is a security issue, and I think they should otherwise go back to Washington and participate, and I think the president invited them both to the White House, and that's good.